You're happy, you're always gonna grin. You get out what you put in. You get out what you put in. Never gonna lose, never gonna win. Long as you're happy, you're always gonna grin. You get out what you put in. You get out what you put in. You get out what you put in.
Here we go. We are live. Jamie, how the devil are you?
I'm very well, Ashley. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be on this amazing podcast, and we're so grateful to have us.
No. It's good to see you and have you on here. For those people that don't know you, Jamie O'Neill, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Jamie O'Neill. I am the director of a new event that we're launching at Exeter West Point Arena on the 2nd of April next year. It's Business Fest Southwest. So we wanted to have this opportunity to speak to you today, Ashley, and obviously the wider audience that are viewing it, just so they can understand a little bit more about us, the organisers, and the event as a whole. But in regards to myself, I've got around about 4 or 5 years experience working in the event industry, and with this opportunity to work on this event with such an amazing team, and the goals that we've set, it is so exciting.
No, brilliant. So you're bringing a brand new show to the Southwest, but you've got quite a pedigree, and we're going to dig in. We're going to dig into that. So come on then. Why on earth did you want to set up Business Fest Southwest, Jamie?
That's a very good question. And the simple answer is because we know it's going to work. I think whenever you take a new momentous sort of challenge and task on, you've got to be so confident and viewed on the end goal and what you're hoping to achieve. And do you have the talent? Do you have the passion? The mechanics are in place to achieve it. And in terms of what we want this event to be, and where we want to take it, we're more than confident that it's going to be the success we want it to be. But we look at the region as a whole, because the geographical footprint that we're covering as the event, and what I mean by that, Ashley, is the audience we're targeting the event at is the whole of the Southwest region. So we're covering from Bristol, Dorset, Wiltshire, all the way down to Penzance. And this is a business community. I mean, I was looking the other day, there's like 6.5 million SME businesses in the UK, but over a third of them are in that geographical footprint. So from our understanding, we feel that this region is crying out for a regional event that will cover the whole region, because there's loads of phenomenal events that are run by different organisations that will cater for different industries and different regions. But to cover the whole of the Southwest with what we want to achieve, it's really exciting.
No, it sounds exciting, and full disclosure, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of what you guys are doing. So it's great to be able to. No, it's great to be able to help you, because we've had exhibitions in the past, and I've got a couple of elephant in the room sort of questions for you as well coming up. Really? So where is where is this event going to be, Jamie? So it's on the 2nd of April next year. So where is it going to be?
So it's going to be at the West Point Arena in Exeter, which is actually the region's largest indoor venue. We looked at several venues that we wanted to hold it, but Exeter is slap bang really in the middle of the region that we're targeting, and also as well, it's the only venue that's big enough to hold us. But we've met the organisers there, and they're again so passionate about what we're looking to achieve here, and yeah, it's a great venue. It's going to be a great event.
No, fantastic. This is where they have the county show and loads of other. I actually went to see Meatloaf. Yeah, absolutely. Can you imagine Meatloaf in that venue? So yeah, that was cool. So it's a great venue. Look at this. I got even my fans are tuning in today. Hi Lisa. She's a big fan of mine. Thank you. I'm not blushing at all. All right, let's get the difficult question out of the way, Jamie.
I'm ready.
Because there has been shows before at West Point in the early part of the year, and one was postponed, and I guess that's going to have left some people with unexpected costs. I guess one of the biggest things that you're going to get is people saying like, well, yeah, but what happens if you go bust, or what happens if this happens, or what if you postpone it, or what if you cancel it, or what if you can't do it, what if there's an earthquake, what if there's COVID? There's a million questions going around somebody's mind. So have you got an answer for that one? Sorry.
Well, I certainly hope so. I mean, like you mentioned, COVID there, that played merry havoc, didn't it, with the events industry in a whole. But we are in recovery now. We are on the other side of that. That we are not just witnessing the light at the end of the tunnel. We are out of the tunnel, and we are getting back to where we want to be. But you're right. I mean, there was an event that was run at the West Point Arena, a very successful event. We've heard nothing but good things about it. But from what we understand, it was postponed last minute before this year's show. So as you quite rightly say, Ashley, it left a few people sort of high and dry. And obviously, there's a natural connotation to take what happened there over to an event such as ours, which is launching, at the same sort of time in the year. Because I think it's so important that we have that date at the beginning of the financial year, because we want our delegate audience to attend the event with revised budgets for the 25-26 financial year. But for us, and I know it's easy for me to say, but this event is happening. I've left, a career working in the stock markets for the last 5 years to come and do this. So I've taken a massive leap of faith. We've also got the backings of Kerno Media and the amazing Gavin Harris supporting the event as paramount importance to him. So we know the event's going to happen. Obviously, barring another, as you say, pandemic or World War III or something like that, which is completely out of our control. But we're flexible. We want to work with people. We understand that any organisation coming on to support us, they are taking a certain leap of faith. And we want to reward that, not just in the event that we put on and make it phenomenal for them. It actually provides a return on investment, but also to have the confidence if they come with us, these sort of errors aren't going to be repeated. So, for quite a few exhibitors that we brought on already, we have put a stipulation in the contract that if we at Forefront Events, who are the new company that we've launched to run Business Fest Southwest, were to cancel or postpone for whatever reason, you'll get a full refund. So, we're very clear on that. You are protected, you are going to be looked after. And if you're supporting us, we're definitely going to support you.
Awesome. You're putting your money where your mouth is, which is absolutely superb. Now you've got, looking through your CV part of LinkedIn, you've been doing this a while, haven't you? This isn't sort of like, I fancy having a go. You actually know what you're doing, don't you?
Well, I'd like to think so. I started, and I know where you're leading with this, and I'm really happy that you are leading with this. But I sort of cut my teeth in the events industry a few years back with LegalX. Which at its origin was the sister show of Accountex, which I know is very important to you. But LegalX, to give you a bit of an insight, prior to leading that show, because I was the event director, I didn't just work on it, I was running it. I had no experience. And I think that really helped, because you go in with fresh eyes, you go in with a fresh agenda. But in all honesty, Ashley, from the company that I was working for, LegalX was a little bit unloved, because Accountex had just skyrocketed into the absolute monster that it is now. And LegalX was, it was just left in the shade a little bit. So when I got that opportunity, I grasped it with both hands. And I'm really happy to say within about 2 years of running it, we doubled the size of the event. We put it right back at the forefront of the agenda of any legal practice in UK and wider ashore to Europe. We were the biggest event of its type in Europe. We incorporated a new event. We launched a legal cybersecurity expo. But what we really wanted to do, and what I wanted to do at the beginning, and it's very much the same element that we really want to implement here, is all about the delegate journey, the attendee journey. Why are you going to take a couple of hours out of the office, or maybe even longer, to come and visit the event? So, we did things like I incorporated the Solicitors Regulation Authority into the event, and we got them to brand and sponsor a seminar hall and conduct their own content. We did the same with the Council of Licensed Conveyors, and we pretty much doubled our delegate numbers, for the next event. So it was a really good learning curve.
No, fantastic. And so we can expect a lot of that experience coming into the Southwest for us, which is absolutely exciting. And I'm involved with lots of different networking groups and businesses in the Southwest region. We need something like this. So I really, really do hope that it's going to be, as big and as shiny as you're saying. So what can, first question, attendees expect from coming to the event?
Well, first and foremost, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. With Business Fest, hopefully you can tell, if you've had a look at, for people who are just finding out about the event today, go and have a look at our website, look at some of the content that we're putting out there. And the vibe that we want to immediately, get from anybody is that this isn't your stereotypical corporate networking event where you've seen the same old faces. This is very much a festival of Southwest business. It's a celebration, and that's what we want it to be. Now, obviously, we're very early on in our process. We're 10 months out from the show. So I'd love to be sitting here today going, this is my speaker lineup. This is this feature. This is this feature. We're very early on. But I mean, I think I said to you earlier, actually, we're coming up your way towards Exeter tomorrow to meet a very exciting organisation who are excited about our event. And we're very, very hopeful that we can confirm something with them very soon. But you're going to see that again and again and again and again and again over the months between now and April, just new things that we're bringing into play from the event. I'm very conscious I can't really let anything go at the moment in terms of what these are, but trust me, it is exciting. But from a delegate's perspective, like I said, we want to swerve the boring element of networking and what you can expect from these same old events. But we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. So if you're coming to my show as a delegate, first and foremost, you're coming to meet the amazing companies that are supporting the event. Speaking to a company owner, speaking to them on their stand face to face about what they do and the products that they have to offer. When you're speaking to the person that owns that company, the passion, the everything that flows out of them, it's far better than filling out an email form or pressing click on an order online. So come to the event, meet these people firsthand, and really understand how they can benefit you. So first and foremost, it's that interaction between the exhibitors and the delegates, but also as well, the speakers, our speaker lineup, rest assured, is going to be phenomenal. And I know you've got the utmost confidence in that, actually. But there's other features that we're going to be running at the event. And again, these things will be released when we're in a position to confirm them, but it's incredibly exciting. But come to the show if you want to be at the cutting edge in terms of service provision for your company.
No, absolutely fantastic. I love that. And you mentioned Accountex. As you know, I'm a big fan of Accountex, having been involved this year. And you see people coming to Accountex for the very first time. They don't know what it's about, but when they get there, they go, "Oh my goodness!" And it's like a penny dropping. And this is why I'm so excited about Business Affairs Southwest, because it's going to be exactly the same, but more to business owners in the Southwest, which is absolutely brilliant.
Right.
Okay, so I'm listening to this, I'm watching this, and I've got a business, and I want to exhibit at the festival. I want to be there April next year. What's in it for me?
Well, first and foremost, it's having that platform to really illustrate what you're all about. Because, of course, the end game here is the event and having a presence at the show, interacting with the delegate audience. We're under no illusion. We have to genuinely advertise to any prospective exhibitor doing the show that there's a realistic route to a return on investment. So you've got to be in tune with our audience. So if you offer a service that can be applicable to anybody within the Southwest business community, at the very least, you need to be picking up the phone and having a chat with us, because this is providing that pedestal for you to have the opportunity to really shout from the rooftops about what you're all about. But one thing that we're very confident that we can work exceptionally well with our exhibitors is the pre-show marketing, which I'm more than happy to go into maybe at a later stage in more detail. But we want to give our exhibitors every tangible chance to attain revenue before they even get to the event.
Yeah, and being involved with Accountex, I know how that works, because what happens is you're on a mailing list and stuff like that, and this is happening and this is happening and these people are here. So if you get on board early, you've got an awful long lead time. Whereas if you sort of like book your place in March, I'm just doing backwards maths for the date now. But if I book my stand in March, I'm going to get a month's worth of advertising. If I book it today, I'm going to get 10 months of advertising. So it's and that's the thing to do, isn't it?
I've said to a lot of companies that have already taken the step and confirmed their attendance for the event next year, which we're incredibly grateful for. But you're a voice in the room. I've as I say, my experience in the event industry, I've seen mistakes being made. I've seen exhibitors join the event, or join a event sort of 10 months out and they don't hear anything from the organisers until it's a week before the show when they're ringing them up asking if they want to rebook for the following year. You know, for us, it's very much a case. The exhibitors that are coming on board now, we've got off to a tremendous start. And we, you know, sincerely hope that will continue. But they are a voice in the room. You know, they're telling us, you know, what they want from the event. How can we market them? What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? How can we remedy that? So, you know, this is very much a building block process. But every company that comes on board is so important to us, and we want to scream from the rooftops that, you know, you're supporting us, we're supporting you, and this is a clear message. It's going to work.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. Right. Okay, so we've got this brand new event coming up. Are you able to tell us anything exciting that you've got planned, or are you gonna announce that in due course? When can we expect some announcements then, Jamie?
Yeah, so the website's going through a bit of a revamp at the moment. I'm not going to lie, it's probably like the 6th or 7th revamp it's gone through since we launched it a couple of weeks back. But, you know, the conversations that we've had, actually, you know, we're very much at the beginning of our journey, not taking away anything from the fact of the plans that we have in place. But, you know, in terms of speaker lineup, features that we've got the potential of a great feature that we're going to put at the show in terms of educational merit at the event. You know, these are something that aren't quite confirmed, although we're a whisker away. But it is a case that when we do reveal them, it's probably going to be another podcast job. You know, they're going to be phenomenal. And we are going to be doing, with the latest revamp, a big dump of exhibitors onto our exhibitor page as well, so they can all be identified. But we're starting to put the content out on social as well now. So lots in the pipeline.
Excellent. So, how do I get a stand? What have I got to do? What hoops have I got to jump to? How easy is it to get a stand?
Well, there's no hoops. It's a very easy process. Pick up the phone, call in, speak to me, send me an email. You know, all my contacts is on my LinkedIn. But you go to businessfest.sw.co.uk. That's our website. You can inquire via there. But it's a very easy process. You know, it's not about a hard sell. We're very much of the mentality, you know, if our event fits for you, it sells itself. You know, we're very content in terms of the structure of the event, and you know, you can see behind me the fabulous floor plan.
I love the colours. I love in the colours.
Everything needs to be on brand. But there's just pick up the phone, have a chat with us. You know, we're very, very keen with everyone I've spoken to so far. We want to understand absolutely that this is the right event for you. You know, we've already spoken to a few companies who have reached out to us, and it was abundantly clear within a few moments of speaking to them that perhaps we weren't the right event for them. And we've told them that, and they were very, very thankful for it.
No, I love that. So, I'm running this huge business. That's fine. I can have a big stand because I've got loads of marketing budget. And I'm just referring back to Accountex. There's some stands there that got just huge, absolutely huge.
How long has Accountex been going for now? That's like what?
Yeah, donkey's years.
Years?
Yeah, but you got big companies like Sage and Xero and QuickBooks, you know, having huge stands, and I get all of that. But what about the smaller person? Someone that, I don't know, maybe they run a small coaching business. Maybe they've a small little marketing agency or something. They're running from their back bedroom. They're running from the garage. They're running from a shared workspace. Do you have anything for them, or is it all just huge stands?
Well, I think first and foremost, we're realistic. You know, we are a launch event, but the ethos of this event, when we came up with the idea and we wanted to put it on to where we are now, hasn't changed one iota. We are here to represent Southwest business. So you'll find, like on our floor plan, our entry-level stand is a 3 by 2 meter stand, which is the same size as a decent car parking space. And we provide you with a fully built shell scheme, carpet floor, polyweave panel walls. The fascia boards are on the top of your stand with your company name and stand number on it. So even if you haven't exhibited at an event before, you know, we will support you every step of the way. We're going to be putting masterclasses in for our exhibitors if they want it, in terms of how to exhibit, how to approach a delegate, how to really, you know, emphasize what you do. In all honesty, actually, I don't think we need it, because the people I've spoken to so far, even if they haven't done an event before, you know, I'm speaking to the business owner and just the passion exudes out of the call. And, you know, I'm picking up bits from them, like, I need to incorporate that into my pitch. You know, it's so exciting. But no one is above anybody else. You know, I'm not trying to teach the world to sing here, but you know, every exhibitor at our show, you know, is the same as everybody else. You know, you get the platform to exhibit at the show, and you're on the same as all of your peers. So, you know, we've had a few exhibitors reach out to us and saying, okay, well, how many of our competitors have you got at the event, or how many competitors are you likely to have at the event? You know, we don't want to oversaturate in certain sectors. Obviously, elements like business services are going to be fundamental to the event because it's what we're all about at the end of the day. But we don't want to oversaturate in certain sectors because at the end of the day, it just waters down the effectiveness of the delegate audience and your ability to capture leads. So everyone will be looked after in terms of not just how we market them and how they are at the event, but the mechanics of it. You know, is that sector represented properly, and have we got the message out? So even if you're a sole proprietor, even if you've only started your company within the last couple of years, or you're right at the beginning of your journey. I spoke to a lady earlier today who was, you know, she left a very successful career in teaching, and she's now going into starting her own business. Phenomenal chat about the event, and she sees straight away that this is a platform to take her that next level. So, you know, you will be rubbing shoulders with industry leaders, but you're going to be on an absolute level platform with them.
Yeah, no, I've seen that myself at exhibitions. You know, sort of like, who's this? And then the next time you see them, it's a springboard, isn't it?
100%.
So I guess the biggest thing for you is all your marketing and stuff to promote the event. What sort of things are you going to be doing there, if you're allowed to share those with us?
Yeah, so again, right at the beginning of the journey, but we're very fortunate to be partnered with Kerno Media, who are a well-established multi-channel digital marketing agency. So they're very much taking the lead in terms of how we're marketing the event. They've got exceptional pedigree of working for national events and have done exceptional jobs historically. So they're taking the lead at the moment. In all honesty, Ashley, we're very much at the stage at the moment, although we are getting lots of ticket registrations for delegates already. We're very much in the stage at the moment where we're marketing for exhibitors. When we get to the stage where we really start going into overdrive marketing for the delegate audience, you know, you're probably going to be looking at, you know, late end of this year, certainly into Q1 of next year. But predominantly it's online at the moment. So we're running predominantly a meta-based marketing strategy, a paid advertising strategy. We're not just relying on organic growth. We've allocated quite a considerable amount of our budget to the marketing. So you should start seeing us now on Facebook. You should start seeing us on Instagram. We're starting to put our content out on LinkedIn as well. But again, we are constantly evolving. Like I was speaking with a company the other day who do the advertising on the bus stations, and they were like, look, you need to get all the bus stations, all the bus stops around Exeter need to have your branding all over it. And again, you know, we're reacting to that, we're evolving. It's probably something that we are going to do. But that's a beautiful thing about this, is every day is different. We'll be coming to work. Every day is such a huge learning curve, but it's so good. And I'm loving every minute.
Such a learning curve. You're doing a live show on LinkedIn. How's it going so far?
I keep checking the clock to see we're nearly over yet, actually.
Well, you'll be pleased to know that we've only got 8 minutes left, and you're doing really, really well. That's superb. There's a real buzz. There's a real buzz, and I got that when I first met you. This isn't just one event, though, isn't it? What plans have you got for the future?
Well, this is the Genesis event. You know, unlike other event organisers, and I'm not saying this in a negative connotation whatsoever, because we are uber positive and we want to work with everybody, but this is our only event. This is it as it stands right now. You know, we're not dividing our attention up against, you know, 6 or 7 different events. This is it. This is all of our focus, all of our attention, all of our energy, all of our passion is being driven into Business Fest Southwest. So moving forward, we're very conscious of the fact that, you know, we don't want to run before we can walk. We understand, as I speak to you at the moment, Ashley, nothing is after the 2nd of April. We are so focused on that date and what we need to do. But this event is going to be a success, and people are going to want to understand how are we going to progress it. But we're just going to get bigger and we're going to get better. We have no plans as of yet to expand into any different industry verticals or any different shows, because I say this is just taking everything that we've got. But, you know, we hit the targets where we want to hit in terms of delegate numbers, in terms of exhibitors at the show, in terms of just the general feedback from the event. Then there are some things in the pipeline that we want to do with the event. But again, this will be news that breaks as and when we're ready to break it.
Brilliant. So long-term vision, this is going to be a feature for us every April in the Southwest.
100%. We're in it for the long term, you know, and we want so much to work with anybody. If you have any affiliation with the events industry, if you have any affiliation business in the Southwest, reach out to us. You know, we are so welcoming. We want to speak to everybody. We want to partner with everyone. We want everyone to exhibit at the show, because the only way this works to the levels that we want it to work at is when we're all pulling. I know it sounds so melodramatic, but we're pulling in the same direction. We're all singing from the same hymn sheet. We're intertwining our brands together, and taking this event to where we want it to be. So, you know, is this event going to be here in 10 years' time? 100%. Are we going to, you know, grow bolt-on events to it? Are we going to go into different sectors? Again, you know, experience will dictate that. But the focus is Southwest, is Business Fest Southwest, and what we want to do with that event. But it's going to be here for a very long time.
Oh, fantastic. We're pretty close to the end. Have you got any speakers or anything lined up that we can get excited about, maybe?
Oh, perhaps you could answer that question for me, actually.
Oh, not me. I'm not coming to talk at your event, am I?
Of course you are. Of course you are. I mean, look, again, I know I said at the beginning, but we're so thankful that you've seen what we see in terms of putting this event on, and you know how passionate you are about what you do. But I think having you as a speaker at the event really highlights what we want to achieve with the event, because I know just from being in your company for 5 minutes, when we came and visited you the other day and we had a chat, you put a business owner in front of you for half an hour or even 10 minutes and just let you go on what you do on LinkedIn. It's educational. You're going to take something away from that. You're going to walk away from a meeting with Ashley Leeds, because I was in that position, Ashley. I mean, I know constantly having a go at me about my LinkedIn and my content. I really appreciate your support. And I am trying. I'm getting there. I'm just on the phone all the time. But I know from, you know, I've been on LinkedIn for donkey's years. It's a great instrument. And, you know, I've got quite a good network on there, well, very good network. But you know, if you're a business leader and you're just starting off in the field of advertising through LinkedIn and the content you want to create, just being with you for 10 minutes, you're going to walk away from that with probably 20 different ideas on how you can improve. So again, having you at the show just really highlights the connotation of the speakers that we want. You know, we want speakers that are going to make a difference to people's journey.
No, perfect. Lisa's saying 100% legend. I'm not sure whether that's aimed at me or aimed at you, but we'll both take it. Jamie, you've been absolutely amazing today. Thank you so much for coming on. And I can let it into a secret now that this is your first ever live. So well done. I've got one more question for you. Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm going to come to that after I've gone over to next week to actually let us know who I'm seeing next week. And next week I've got Angela Cox on. She is a coach for coaches, absolutely delightful lady. I've been on her show. I've been with her group. So she's coming back for a little chat next week. I got any other comments there. Lisa's saying it's both of us. So there you go. So thanks ever so much to everybody for listening. My last question, Jamie.
Yes.
What advice would you give your 16-year-old self if you could go back in time?
Do you know what? You asked this question at the end of every one of your podcasts, and why haven't I thought of my answer? I guess it's the same thing that I'd say to myself now, which is just do it. Whatever, you know, like a lot of people, I'm no different. You get hung up on, you know, what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, what other people may think of it. But if it seems right and it feels right, I'm not trying to put an advertisement in for Nike here, but just do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go for it, and we're doing it now, and we're living the dream, and I'm so thankful that I just did it when it came to Business Fest Southwest.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. You're going to have to come back because we want to know more about what's going on, but we'll arrange that for another time. But Jamie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We've broken your duck on live shows. Thank you to everybody for all your comments, and we will see you next week when I talk to the lovely Angela. Thanks ever so much indeed. Cheers, Jamie.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
You get out what you put